And g'day guys, and thank you for tuning in to another live stream on a Thursday night. It has been an absolutely hectic week. I wasn't too sure if I was going to be able to get one done, squeeze one in this week. It's been that busy. So Jason's still on his hunting trip, but he will be back next week and he'll have a few stories. I did talk to him during the week about what he's been up to down on the Riverina. So I'm sure he will have some very interesting stories from his trip. So tonight we'll just be talking about guns in general. You all know what I use and what I shoot because you've seen it on the show. And so let's hear about your guns and why you brought them, how much you paid for them, why you chose that caliber and what you use them for. Also, you can ask anything tonight. Just I'll try and get through all your questions tonight. We'll talk about anything at all. I'm getting a lot of questions about the YouTube channel, about just how it works, what happens, and how things actually run for it, because people seem to be quite interested about it. I actually get a couple of questions every month from people saying that they want to start a YouTube channel and how to get into it. So I always try and give a bit of advice about that. So if you want to know anything about that as well, just ask away and I shall answer. I've got nothing. I'm not one of these people who see everyone as an enemy. I think there's more room for everybody to start a channel. There's more room for everybody on YouTube to do gun channels here in Australia. So I really do encourage people getting out and giving it a go. More content on guns, more is a lot better than less, I reckon. We've got to get the word out there that we're all shooters and we love our sport. So before we start, I would like to just say if you could hit that subscribe button, do the usual thing, give it a thumbs up. We've already got two miserable bastards by the look of it. We all know who they are, who give it the thumbs down, the usual sad bunch every single week. So give it a thumbs up, like this video, share it, and do all your normal stuff. And you can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and I've really been hitting Parler quite a bit, which has really been taking off lately. I've had about 300 new people sign up this week alone, so it's been really, really good. It just sat dormant for so long, and all of a sudden it just took off. So I'm really pleased about that. So a lot more people joining that, the free speech sort of network. No lefties, no FUDs seem to be on there. So there's really never seen any abuse or infighting on that platform, which is always good to see. I do see a lot of social media as just pure poison. I really do, the way people act on it and what it turns good people into. So also you can find us on Patreon, which if you like the show, you can always donate. I'd really, really appreciate it. I don't really talk about and ram it down your throat that much about the Patreon, but it is there if you enjoy what I do. So let's just jump straight into the questions. And I'll try and start at the top this time, and hopefully I can get to everyone tonight. We've already got a lot of questions to start off with. So Sean up here says he shoots a Tikka Hunter 308 all the way. I do enjoy 308. I think it's one of the best rounds there is. Most versatile sort of hunting rounds, and it doesn't really bust the bank too much as well. Matt Carl, Beretta A400, which I am not too sure what that is. I'm not really up on the Berettas. I've just been trying to sell my Beretta handgun, the 92 FS. I just think it was one of the worst guns I've ever owned. Okay, Josh here shoots the Ruger M77 Hawkeye 223. Can't kill it. Yep, I am a big M77 fan. I just think they are awesome guns. They are so accurate and they are really, really nicely made and very enjoyable to shoot. I've shot quite a few. I only had problems with one that was a really, really old one, and it was rebarreled and it just didn't work for me. But the owner did actually get quite good groups with it. But when I got my hands on it, it just didn't like me at all, and it went all over the show. So we've got our very first super chat from Lockie. Thank you very much for that. I'll have to bring that one up when I get to it because I don't want to cut off all the questions, because when I get down on this program, it actually just sort of chops everything off. So Lockie does say the Ruger Precision 6.5 Creedmoor is by far the most superior rifle. I have a 308 in the Ruger Precision, and that thing is an absolute tack driver. I really do like that gun. It's just very, very accurate. The best grouping I've got with it, mine's in the 308, of course. I have used, and I do have a review coming out. I actually reviewed it with Jason about a year or so ago in 6.5, and it was a very, very nice gun, the 6.5. But my best group with my 308 that I have modified quite a bit, I put a new fore end on it. So it's a lot heavier, and the thing doesn't move at all. And I've got the Magpul stock butt stock I put on it, the precision butt stock PRS, I think it is, and that's a very, very nice sort of butt stock. But I did find the actual factory stock on it, I just didn't really like it. There was nowhere for the bag to really sit, so I recommend just swapping it out for the Magpul PRS buttstock. It's fully adjustable, and I found that helped me a lot. And my best group, as I was going to say, was 100 mils at 1,000 yards. And I even had witnesses on that day who saw it. I'll probably never, ever get that again, but I did get it, and it worked really well. So, what else do we have? James. James has some beautiful rifles. That's a hard question. So many to pick from. Possibly my Christensen Arms MPR 308 with an 18-inch barrel and a folding stock. It ticks all the boxes. Now, I've shot that gun, and it is unbelievable. I think there's a little video on Facebook of me shooting it. It is just so small and compact. Perfect little gun for out of the for a ute or a buggy. It's just a beautiful thing, and it weighs absolutely nothing. And there's bugger all kick to it, which I've found for such a light, short-barreled gun. And yeah, I really do like these Christensen arms. I am looking at getting one because my next gun for when I turn 50 in about a year's time will be a 338 Lapua. And I'm really looking towards the Christensen arms for one of those. They go for about 4,700. And I do like the carbon fiber, but the desert tan carbon fiber. I think that looks really good. So that's something I am looking at. So we've got another super chat here from Sammy, $50. Thank you very, very much. Really appreciate that. My go-to caliber is 7mm 08. Most versatile caliber around the world. Not much moves once it's been shot. That is true. Been shot by the varmint T3 shoots half-inch groups at 200 with proof for the non-believers, 140 grain Winchester deer season extreme ammunition. That is awesome. Yeah, 7mm 08 definitely does put the smack down on a lot of stuff. It is a good, fast, hard-hitting round. Really popular over in New Zealand as well when I was over there. Very, very popular round. And thank you very much, guys, for the super chats. We'll bring your questions up when I finally get down to them. Okay, we've got our good friend Aussie Capitalist. My favourite gun is the Browning M2 full auto 50 BMG. Yeah, that is a pretty cool gun, but a shame we can't have it here. Now, what really sort of pisses me off about over here is that there's nothing like they do have, I guess, like in Vegas, how they have that battlefield Vegas, and they have every single machine gun and everything in a controlled environment, the tourist sort of pavilion where you can go and just shoot all the guns. It's a shame that they don't even allow something like that in this country. Now that businesses like that would make so much money, and the government would make so much taxable income out of it. Imagine something like that down on the Gold Coast, in the hinterland, out in the bush area, and they could have something on that. The money they could generate would be phenomenal. But once again, our ridiculous laws, they just cut their nose off to spite themselves. So Aussie Capitalist, very nice gun. Shame we can't shoot it over here. It's good to see a few of these other few people here being regulars. We've got Andy here, and Colin M1 carbine. Yep, nice little gun. Once again, we can't have that here, unfortunately. And yeah, and good old our friend Chris Miller. Before the show even started, we got 2 dislikes. So yeah, it's the standard sort of thing. Usually there's about 3 or 4 by the time the show finishes. Talking about the show next week, we're going to have a bit of a huge announcement to make. So you make sure you tune in next week. Jason will be back and be able to fill you in on that and tell you all about it. I'm not going to let on what it is, but it's going to be pretty cool. So stay tuned for that. Shane Gibb, my favourite rifle is the Cooper 28 Nosler that I recently purchased. Interesting, but I don't know the brand Cooper, to be quite honest with you. Even though I have a gun channel, I'm not one of the ones who will claim I know absolutely everything about all the guns. Unfortunately, I can't bring it up on the screen here to Google it because I'll just be sitting here looking at a screen and get pretty boring pretty fast. But the 28 Nosler, an interesting round, very interesting round. Something I haven't shot. I do have the opportunity to get one, which I might do very, very soon. And Izzy, the Seiko L572 and 22-250, very nice. I do like the Seikos. I do have a friend who actually collects Seikos, but he won't buy anything that's, I think it's like mid-90s. He won't buy, and he collects them, and he just hunts them down on used guns. And when he sees one come up, and he had a couple of really lucky scores, he found 2 of them, a 223 and a 338 Winchester. And he actually was just browsing one afternoon, and he said, I found these unfired, still in the greaseproof paper on a farm out west. I think he paid, the old guy who owned them on the farm just wanted to make some money and get rid of them. He paid something like 1.5 for one and $2,000 for the other, and didn't shoot the 338 Winchester and managed to flip it a few weeks later for close to 4,500. So it was pretty amazing. The old Seikos, they are very reliable. When I shot the 243, I'm pretty sure the review's up on the Seiko for you 243 fanboys, and it was an absolute tack driver at 500 meters just for a hunting rifle with factory ammo. It just nailed everything. The Seiko's a very, very nice gun. So we've got Harp here. G'day, Harp. How are you going? And Colin Penfold. I am very happy with the precision, or it must be Ruger Precision Rimfire 22LR. More than happy. I paid $823 for it, not counting the rings and scope. I have a Mosin Type 53. I paid $400 for. That's good. For Rule of Cool. So I do. Yeah, I have a Ruger Precision Rimfire. I haven't shot it for a long time. It's a great little gun. They really are very, very affordable. I can't remember what I paid for mine. I think they were about 700 when they very first came out, but then they did jump up in price. But they are pretty cool guns, and they definitely do the job. I had got a muzzle brake on the front of mine. I know you don't normally put muzzle brakes on 22 LRs, but I did because I lost the thread. Hang on, I'm just going to adjust this. I lost the thread protector. So I did lose it, and so that's what I've got. I get stick every time I pull it out, and I've got a muzzle brake on my Precision Rifle 22. Here's Dex. Good to see you, Dex. In Harp. 666. Out of my firearms, I love my RPRs. Can't decide between the 223 or the 338 Lapua firearm. I want to own an FN FAL, or don't we all would all love to own a semi-auto? Well, all of us normal people that aren't FUDs would love to own a semi-auto. That would just be fantastic. This is something that I talk to my friends overseas and they're dumbfounded by it. We just can't own anything like that. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Once again, they were making so much money off the uh, contests they were having in this country, big like 3-gun contests and everything. Of course, when the firearms bans came in, boom, it all stopped basically in its tracks. And that was pretty much the beginning of the end of shooting in Australia for competitions. Even the pistol competitions were capped, and a lot of the international contests never came here. And I read one report that the average contest for an international contest in Australia was bringing in about $2 million for a big event to the town every time they held one. I don't know if those figures are true, but it's something I read in a magazine. Of course, that all stopped. So it's just beyond ridiculous. And we got another super chat here from Stan, no question. But thank you very much, Stan Mance, $38.99. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate that. Guys, I do get asked a lot about the super chats, what I do with the money. I'm not one of these guys who just pay my mortgage off with it. Uh, I don't make enough money on YouTube to pay my mortgage for a start, but everything goes back into the show. And I can definitely 100% tell you, everything I make goes into the show. It doesn't get spent anywhere else. It goes on the ammo, the targets, everything. Just to keep the show going, because it does cost a lot to make. In fact, that's one of the questions I do get was how much does this show cost? What's involved in the show? How do you fund it? So, well, at the beginning when I started it with Marty, we funded ourselves, and it cost us a fortune. I think in the first, been going 8 years, because we did get shut down, of course, and this is the second channel. The first channel got closed up and deleted by YouTube, and the first 6-7 years we probably spent a good easily $20,000 of our own money just getting this up and running. Probably more, because every time you go out, you got your fuel, you got your time, you got to go pick up your targets. You got to go buy your targets. I tell you what, watermelons don't come cheap. I'm very lucky to get helped out with the fire extinguishers. But yeah, nothing's cheap at all when you make this. It's one of the questions I do get asked, how much it costs to make. Actually, we just got a $5 chat from Izzy Marlin. Bought the Seiko from a deceased estate. Was a safe queen for 40 years. Ron Webb barrel. Nice. Had not even been shot. A box of rounds. $400. Unbelievable. Why can't I find deals like that? I never seem to get good deals like that. Everyone else seems to find great secondhand guns, but I just don't, unfortunately. So yeah, so that's how much the show costs. It's not cheap to do, and all the super chats and the Patreon money goes directly back into paying for ammunition and targets. So basically, yeah, my bank account by the end of the month is empty for Shooting Stuff Australia. There's nothing left because it all goes into everything. So it's and coming into summer, we'll be ramping up the filming big time as well. Um, Here we go. Uh, Gotta love the Morale 3006. Yeah, they are nice guns, and the 3006 round, as we said, and a few people got very, very upset about it. That is the world's best hunting caliber, which I stand by because it is so versatile. You can knock anything down from zero all the way out to 500 meters pretty accurately without any problems, and it'll drop most things here in Australia. So I do love the 3006. I know it's a bit of a grandpa round, an older round, but to me, it's just been reliable, and it's my main hunting rifle. My main hunting rifle is the Browning's Hell's Canyon, and that's Chamberlain 3006, and that's an absolute tack driver. And when I brought that up, some guy was saying about it's no good at longer distances, but I do have a video out. I pointed to him of me shooting my hunting rifle. It's got a pencil barrel, fluted at 1,000 meters, and I got a group. There's a group about that big on at the gong at 1,000 meters, but it is possible. 500 meters, the best group I got with my House Canyon was about a 3-inch group. There's a picture of that actually on Facebook somewhere. You can go find it. Okay, what McFray? What is your favourite gun that nobody knows about? Um, Gee, I think you guys pretty much know all my guns. Favourite gun uh, that I actually own. Well, I don't know. You guys have seen them all, but I'm getting asked a lot about the 6.5 PRC. I haven't loaded up the next batch for testing because I haven't been able to get out. What a lot of people don't know, I actually had an accident a few weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago. I damaged my back, so I haven't been able to actually get out and do some shooting. When I'll tell you a little bit about it, when I was 21, I was on scaffolding, excuse me, on a job site, and the scaffolding collapsed, and I fell 2 stories, smashed a roof, and I crushed my spine. So I do get a bit of a bad back from now and then. I was just outside chainsawing up some trees, and my back went out. So I've been pretty much bedridden, and it's only just starting to come right now. So I haven't actually had a chance of getting out and doing the load development on the PRC. So I reckon probably my favorite gun right now is going to be, I'd say, that gun, even though it is a $5,000 shotgun and just like spurt destroying the bullets. But I've got it down to a load now with 142s. I'm going to test that, worked really well. Now I'm just going to test the 150s because I've got a box of 150 Sierras here. So I'll see how that comes up. But I tell you what, I really did enjoy the new CZ515 that I just reviewed. So you can see the review, and that actually went really well. I enjoyed it. And the only problem is it needs to be ambidextrous. It needs 2 lever releases on it. Because once I change it to left hand, that I haven't done yet, but once I do change to left hand, if I give it to a right hand shooter, he's going to be out of luck with it because just you can't shoot it. You can only shoot it one of the other ways. So the gunner nobody knows about. I don't have one because all you guys know about my guns, and I've never had a boating accident. So yep. So that's my favorite pistol would be, because I know someone's going to ask me what my favorite guns are. My favorite pistol would be my P226, the Navy SEALs one. That was my very first pistol I brought in Australia. I used it for IPSC for years and absolutely loved it. I still love it, and I've still got it. And I shoot that pretty much every time I go to the range. I take that with me. It is an awesome, awesome pistol. It cost me, I think, with 5 mags back in the day. That was years ago. I bought it, was $3,500, and now I don't think they actually make that model anymore of 226. So I don't know how much it'll be worth now, but that's one gun I would never ever part with. So, Damien, my favorite so far has been the Hauer 1500 Chamberlain 243. I've shot quite a few Howers over the past, and you remember Marty, who I used to do the show with. He is a big Hauer fan, and basically all his guns are Howers. And they're good, made to a price point, and for the price, I don't think you can beat it. Really, for how accurate they are, and the money you pay for them, and they're so versatile. I don't think there's really many that are alike, because you buy the barrel action, and there is so many different stocks that you can get for it. So yeah, good choice, Damien. Very good. Okay, what else do you have here? I promise I'll be getting down to your questions, so just bear with me, and yeah, we just don't have to talk about guns. If you want to talk about anything else, yeah, just fire them out. Jimmy, my Fram under and over 12 gauge beautiful firearm. Yep, never shot one of those. Yeah, not a big clay shooter. I do enjoy it just out at the farm sometimes when someone brings a clay gun out, have a bit of a blat. I've got to admit, I am the world's worst clay shooter. Never been good at it. I haven't really done much of it, but I am just not a good clay shooter at all. And here we go. Nice to see you, Peter. And Ty, M99 50 cal. Beautiful. Once again, another gun that we can't have here in Queensland. And here's Jason. He must be tuning in from down on his holiday. Hi all. See you all next week. I'm out slaying ducks as we speak. Very nice. He did put a picture up on his Instagram that you can go have a look at, of him with a few ducks and a dog, which I know is not his dog, must be one of his friend's dogs. So good stuff, Jason. Yeah, and we will be having him back next week, and we will have a very big announcement to make. A conservative sniper. It's got to be my Remington Police Model 300 Win mag. Oh, 300 Win. 308 Win, sorry. Brought it 15 years ago, shoots half-inch all day long with a hot and cold barrel, 168 Hornady AMAX, 168 grains pills. Very nice. I've got a Remington Sendero. The first thing I do with the Remingtons, I've talked about this before, the triggers do seem a bit harsh for me, so I swap them out for a Tim Lee trigger. But that's a very nice rifle. I do like Remingtons. I am a big Remington fan, even though they've had their problems, and they are still having major problems with their bankruptcy. So yeah, very nice gun there, conservative sniper. Excuse me. If you could only ever buy one more gun, what would it be and why? Okay, well, I'll break that down into two things actually. Guns legal here in Australia, and then if I could have anything I wanted. So, yep, one more gun, I would buy a 338 Lapua. That would be it. Because it's big enough to take absolutely everything. You can do the long range target shooting with it, and you can take anything. And as far as I'm concerned, there is no such thing as overkill. So it doesn't matter if you shoot bunnies with it, or right up to buffalo. So it'll definitely be a 338 Lapua. And as I said, the one I am looking at is the Christensen Arms, the carbon fiber. But if I could have anything in it, I would have the probably. I have shot a couple of Victrixes that were very nice, but it would probably be and I do like the Barrett. One is good, but yeah, it'll probably have to be the Christensen arms because they are such comfortable rifles to shoot, and 338 Lapua. And if I could have anything at all, anything, it would be just a good old classic M4 suppressed, which is my dream gun. Uh, of course, it's based on like the AR-15 sort of platform that everyone knows. But yeah, the full auto M4. If I could have anything at all, that's what I would love to have. Chambered in 5.56. Chris Miller again. Lithgow 22 mag, first gun, very nice. And I have just reviewed the Lithgow 22 mag and absolutely loved it. I haven't edited it yet. I've got to get the time to edit it. That is an awesome rifle, Chris. I do like it. Chris is a big Lithgow fan. He has a really nice LA 105 and 6.5 Creedmoor, I think it is. And he shoots deer from his kitchen window, which is something that we all dream of. Okay, T-Tow 11, Taxol 22 LR backpacker. Okay, I have absolutely no idea what that one is, and I can't really check it up, but yep, it sounds interesting. If it's like, it sounds like it's a survival rifle. So T-Tow, tell us a little bit more about it. What is it? Where's it made, and how much does it hold? And excuse me, and tell us a bit about it because I don't know anything about it at all. So here we have Jason. I'm sitting out over decoys right now, hot as hell, but worth it. That's awesome. I know I don't want to spoil it for everyone, but he did have a bit of bad luck with not finding much to shoot in the first few days he was away. But it looks like it's all come together for him right now, which is good to see. I hope you get a lot and get some good eating out of those ducks. It always cracks me up with the duck seasons and that. With all these antis that come out on the properties and stand in front of the shooters, basically, and jump out from the reeds and that in the water, and then they cry to high heaven when one of them gets shot. It's just unbelievable, and the shooters never get charged because it's not their fault that these greeny nutcases are doing what they're doing. So it's very that's something that I always find staggering how stupid these greenies and animal activists truly are. Okay, Chris again, the 243 second gun, the Lithgow. Very nice. Sounds like he's got a Lithgow fetish, don't you, Chris? Good evening, Dirty Fox. And Bagara. You show them ducks, Jace. He will be. He will be. Go look at Jason's Instagram and Facebook. He does have pictures up there on them. Conservative sniper. I brought some Hornady 68 grain ELD matches to try out. They are very good. A friend of mine shoots those through his Ruger precision rifle in 308 and has absolutely fantastic luck with them. I'm a big Hornady fan. I run Hornady in my main hunting rifle, the 150 SSTs, and they are so super accurate. They really are. I do like the Hornady hunting rounds, and I run a compressed load, and they're going about 3,000 feet a second. It is perfectly flat, and I know basically no adjusting within 0 to 100 to 300 feet or yards, sorry, or meters. I know where I point it, I'm gonna pretty much take it down. So yep, great bullets there. I get asked why I'm not using the ELD matches on the 6.5 PRC, and that's just because the first time ever they seem to be. I've had a few problems. I think it's just the centrifugal force of it just ripping the bullet apart. So that's why I swapped to the Sierras. I found with my target rifles, the Sierras are just the bee's knees for me. I've never had a problem. I threaded rum, I'm running Sierras, and uh, yeah, but everything else for hunting, it's always been Hornady. For my backup rifle, I use is a Hainel Jaeger, the bright orange one, something a bit different, and I run the zombie matches, zombie Hornady zombie rounds out of them, the 168s, and they work really well. Uh, Okay, Marcialo, or how do you pronounce that? 746. My favorite rifle is a Hauer 1500 chambered in 223 varmint. Very nice. I've shot a couple of those. They are really good guns. Okay, and Chris with his Hauer fetish again. A Lithgow 308, third gun. Good stuff. Okay, so Matt Carl Beretta, A400. Anyone got an MH12 double barrel straight pull? That's the really big, heavy looking ones that have just come in. They were a pump action. There's a video out there of the pump action, someone using it in Canada. But I don't know anyone that has it at all. Yeah, it looks interesting. Looks heavy, but yeah, it should. Yeah, but the price, I think it's pushing 2, 3, or 2,500. It's yeah, pretty pricey gun, but I don't really know a lot about them. They're like a big tactical thing. They look like the sort of thing that you need to mount on the top of your shooting truck down on a yeah, permanent mount. It does look pretty heavy. And that's the feedback I have heard online, that when I've seen them out there, that they are a heavy gun. But it'd be interesting to take a look at one. Oh, whoops, it's just jumped a whole heap of questions. I can't keep up with them. Geez. Okay, guys, I'm sorry if I do miss a lot of your questions. I'm very sorry. Uh, okay, I'll just go back up here. Okay, harp. I know how you feel, Aaron. My back has been fucked for 2 months. When it goes, it goes. Yeah, it does. It's a horrible feeling. Nothing you can do. I am doing a lot of work on my property, and I probably spent a good 4 days. I just couldn't leave the couch. Basically, just had to lie there watching TV. And you always wonder whether it is going to get better again this time. This time it's taken a lot longer than before. And all it was, I just bent over when I was chainsawing and some trees down, and it just went. And that was the end of me. But yeah, it just never seemed to end. Okay, so I've lost heaps of questions. So I'm just going to have to go back up. Hopefully I can get them all. I'm sorry if I lost your questions. I'm trying to get through them all tonight, because I know it has been a bit hard when Jason's here and we've got a lot of talk about. We've got some major topics. It's sort of hard to get to your questions, but we have been talking, Jason and I, about just doing maybe a couple of shows a month where it's just questions only. We're not going to have a topic. It's just going to be answering all your questions and just general chit chat, which will be good. Well, I tell you what, it is hot here in Queensland right now. Aaron, do you think we will get suppressors for recreational shooting? I'm probably 90% sure. No way in hell. It has gone through petitions so many times, and it's just never happened. And the government have said there's no way it's going to happen on their watch, and we all know the police don't want it. So I hate to be bearer of bad news. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to happen. We need people like the NSC to really put the pressure on. They do a great job for that. Well, they're the only organisation that do anything at all for our shooters. I definitely go to them and support them. They're a good organisation. I think it's about $30 a year to belong to them, so it's not going to bust the bank. And they do look after shooters. Actually, if shooters has a problem, they will go and bat for them in court, go to court, and actually, I think they pay for the court cases as well. So for their members, so definitely, yeah, sign up. It's good. It's good to see finally after 24 years an organisation doing something for us. Because as you know, WSAA and the other one, what is it? The Shooters Union. It's all talk, no do. All they do is just post online about articles, but don't actually do anything useful for us at all. A couple of super chats just come in. Chris Miller, thank you very much, Chris. 14.99. My 105.308 as a not the man bun 6.5. Oh, sorry. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. So yeah, very nice. But I've got to admit, I do like the 6.5, Chris. I do like it. Um, I do think it's a very accurate rifle. When I was shooting out long range at just over 1,000 yards, the holdover, because when I shoot long range, I normally do holdovers. I don't dial the windage in. I keep it set at 0. I just do the elevation, and I just hold over. And it was half of that of 308, but I do love 308. 308 is one of my go-to calibers. And our friend JR, $10. Thank you very much, JR. I missed my SKK with 330 round mags. Was a lot of fun. Oh yes, I hear so many stories of when, pre 1996, basically. Yep, really heartbreaking. Some of the stories about the actual historical guns as well. That was destroyed, just disgusting. Not even put in museums, just like M1 Grands and just stuff like that, just destroyed and gone forever. Bit of history. I love my history. I love old stuff, and yeah, it's a real shame what happened. Just disregard because of one prime minister that had and he admitted to it. I hate guns. That's what he said. John Howard said, I think no one should have a gun, and along those lines, and that's why he banned him. No real facts or anything, but that was his open door to get his personal opinion forced upon us all and totally fucked us. Pardon my French. Uh, Paul G, I gotta get sorted. Off for a spotlight. Love my single life. Message me, okay. Good stuff, Paul. Awesome stuff. Yep, I'm definitely single, so I can go out shooting whenever I want without any hassles. But I do know a lot of you guys have awesome wives out there that don't mind what you do. So that is really, really good. So yeah, I haven't been out for a long time. Actually, it's been a while. It's just life's been so busy. I just haven't been able to get out for a hunt, which I'm really hanging in now. They just came on the read up today on the weather and everything, and they said this summer here in Queensland is going to be extremely wet and yeah, hot and muggy. So not good at all. There's nothing worse than going out hunting and you just traipsing through mud and slop and rain and yeah. So whenever I go hunting, it's more of a holiday for me. So I want nice weather. But I'm very lucky. A good friend of mine has a friend and a couple of friends who have big, large properties. And where you stay is actually in air-conditioned dongas, so it's 100% glamping. So, which, yeah, getting on now, I don't mind that at all. I've got to admit. So, guys, also tell us who reloads. I'll get down to your questions soon, but yeah, about reloading. I'm always interested to know about what loads you do, and because I reload for almost everything. What load you do? Why do you reload? How much do you pay, and how much do you save? That's something that I always do find very interesting. Because as we know, guys, I've talked to some industry people this week, wholesalers, and they said it is going to be very, very hard on ammo coming up. So stock up now on your favorite ammo, and if you reload, stock up on what you reload. Apparently, pistol primers in the US are rare as hen's teeth now, and of course, and we keep saying this. I don't want to start a panic buy or anything, but it's going to get hard. I hate to say it, and yeah, when the US are not going to restock Australia before themselves, which I can totally understand that. Um, as you know, we've had Hootie Who on the show a couple of times the last few weeks. Top bloke, once again. Go subscribe to his channel. A lot of you have. He's one of the nicest guys I've ever met on YouTube. Just an awesome, awesome guy. He really is. And he helped me out a lot by getting up at 2:30 in the morning and getting on the live stream with me for a couple of weeks. I really do appreciate it. And he has just hooked up with Zerotech in the US. In Tennessee, Zerotech has set up a massive warehouse in his area, and he lives in Tennessee. And he's seen them, and his latest videos this week you can go check out is him shooting his 50 cal with the Zerotech rifle scopes. So Australian scopes, the Barrett American gun, and he's absolutely loving it. He said it's one of the clearest scopes he's ever used. So he's yeah, not affiliated with them or anything. He's just went and saw them and got some scopes and yeah, got to meet them and said they're very nice guys. And yeah, they mentioned they've seen the live streams of him and me and they talked about this show over there, how they love Shooting Stuff Australia. So it was really, really good to see. And he's, yeah, and tell you what, that's what I get asked quite a bit. Excuse me. What do I watch on YouTube? Who do I watch? Just like what other channels and that gun channels. Well, I don't watch a lot of gun channels, to be quite honest. The only time I really get to watch YouTube is at about 4 in the morning when I get up and I'm having my morning cup of coffee before I go to work. So I go to work extremely early and I get home quite late. Like tonight, I got home about 45 minutes before the show started. So I watch Hootie Who, of course. I watch a bit of Demolition Ranch and just a few things that come up recommended to me, and that's basically about it when it comes to guns. Of course, I watch Jason's hunting videos, which are always entertaining. He puts a lot of effort into that, and his videos come up very well because he's really into the film side of it as well. So he makes it more of a cinematic sort of experience. Some of his videos, which I do really like, and he's really good at telling a story. And yeah, apart from that, I really do enjoy building. I've been in the construction trade for 30 years and I enjoy being creative. I love building things. I watch a lot of building shows and creative shows. And a lot of people don't know, I used to draw and paint and do artwork. And yeah, and now I tinker with building stuff around the house and renovating my house. So that's what I pretty much do in my spare time when I'm not shooting guns. That's the sort of shows I watch, a lot of building sort of shows. But yeah, unfortunately, you watch these shows from the US, and it's all guns that we can't have. Apart from Hootie Who, he shoots a lot of bolt actions, and he does really well with them. So so it's sort of like a show that we over here can relate to because it's sort of guns that we can actually buy. He does have a few very nice semi-autos, and that we can't have. So but he does shoot a lot of bolt actions, and he shoots very nice, just like the average rifle that everyone can afford. He shoots a lot of Savages and Ruger Americans, and he actually does really well with them. He takes a lot of these guns out hunting because he's an avid hunter. And we talk about that quite a bit about his hunting trips, and that is very interesting. And we will be having him on because I have had a lot of messages from you guys saying how you really enjoy Hootie. And so we will have Adam back again. He is very enjoyable to talk to. Another super chat from Phantom HD for $10. Thank you very much. 6.5 Creedmoor and Ruger American Predator. And a 243 BSA, 22 Savage Axis, 22 Voyeur, 22 Sterling. Very nice. Bit of a little collection there. Very nice. Ruger American Predator is a nice gun, actually. I haven't shot one. I've only held one in the shop, and I felt very comfortable. And I've shot a couple of old BSAs. And the Savage 223. I don't know if it's a new one, but I do like the new ones. I think they look pretty cool. The ones, the black and the camo. and an old Sterling. I used to have an old 22 Sterling. Um, so, guys, tell me in the comments. Sorry, uh, tell me in the comments that uh, what guns have you brought and sold, but you've regretted selling? Mine has been I really regret selling my um, what is it? The 10 gauge shotgun. That's the only regret of a gun. I haven't sold many guns actually. That's the one I really, really do regret selling is my 10 gauge. It's just I really did enjoy it, and when I had my eye problem, it I was more of a panic buy, and I shouldn't have sold it, and I really wanted to buy it back, but he wouldn't let me. Unfortunately, the guy sold it to. He wanted to keep it for himself, but yeah, yeah. My biggest regret was my 10 gauge, and I have been looking for another one for ages. So if you haven't shot a 10 gauge shotgun, definitely go shoot it. It's a lot of fun. It knocks you around, but it's the next best thing to having a giggle switch on your semi-auto. Okay, let's get right back into it. Okay, conservative sniper. Ridiculous laws make political parasites that can justify anything. Yep, definitely. Yeah, politicians definitely have no souls, that's for sure. And it's all about keeping their jobs. We've talked about this so much. It's all about they want to keep their jobs and talking pro gun. You look at what happened to Anning Fraser, big program, one of the only guys that came out and said, don't like the NFA, NFA's got to go. And he just got crucified for his view. And I don't know if he's still in politics. Jason interviewed him, said he was one of the nicest guys, and it's a real shame what happened to him with the Katter Party backstabbing him and kicking him out. And when he talked to Jason, he said he had no idea he was getting kicked out of the party until he saw it on the news. So yeah, that's one of the reasons I will never support Bob Katter. In my opinion, I'll never ever support that guy after that. No loyalty. One thing about me that my friends know, loyalty is everything. You only get one chance at life, and you only have the older you get, you have a limited amount of friends, and yeah, you got to be loyal to your friends and they should be loyal to you. So you just yeah, one thing I can't stand is backstabbers and disloyal people. Okay, Mick Beckers, nice to see you again. He's in here every week. He's always a nice guy to talk to. Number of subs slowly going up, and yes, I broke the 7,000, so we got 5,500 more to go till I get my 12,500 back again from what happened when my YouTube channel got shut down. So it got shut down in January, and I started this one up again. I had this sitting in the background as a backup, and I recommend anyone who has a YouTube channel just set up a second channel and have it sitting there, because that was my lifesaver. We used to call this the rapid fire, Shooting Stuff Australia rapid fire, but definitely set up a second channel and just have it sitting there, guys. If you do have a YouTube channel, that's my biggest word of advice, because if something happens, and it goes down, you've got this, you can just boom, keep going with it. So definitely do that. Even if you don't use it, or just upload all your videos to it. If I could do it again, I would have uploaded all my videos to a second channel permanently. And so if I put it up on the main channel, I would have put it up on the second channel, but had it just unlisted sitting there. That's how I would have done it. So that's what I recommend to any YouTubers out there. And I've talked to a lot of a few other YouTubers, and they all said to me, said, "Oh man, if their channel got taken down, they'd just walk away. They wouldn't start another one." But I just couldn't do that. I really do enjoy making the videos, and I really enjoy it. My favorite part, to be quite honest, is actually these Thursday night live streams. I love connecting with you guys. So does Jason. So so this is what we just really like doing. This is my favorite part of the show, is every Thursday night. Something I really look forward to. So Andy, another super chat, $7.99. RPR Gen 3 308 20-inch. Well, I got the Gen 2 20-inch, great rifle. Oh, one of my favorites. Sauer 100 and 300 Win Mag, Remington 783, and 263. I think it's meant to be two. Yeah, I don't know what 264 is. Absolutely not a 6.5. Savage Axis 223, RPR 22 LR, Sav MK 222, Marlin XT 17 HMR are my toys. Very, very nice. And the Sauer, that's another one I forgot to mention. Probably the gun that's up and running right now, working really well for me, would have to be the Sauer 100 I've got in 223. That thing is out of the box, is just a tack driver, just like the Browning House Canyon I got. Yeah, it's just straight away. It's just what you point out. I got the, oh, must be a ghost or something out. Must be it has to be the one of the most accurate guns, and I just absolutely do love it. In fact, I don't know if I'd actually reload for it because yeah, I reload for so much, but it's basically just a hunting rifle, and I reckon with my hunting rifles, apart from my 3006, I'm just going to use factory ammo from now on because I don't shoot them like I do with my target rifles. I don't shoot a hell of a lot out of it, and 223 really doesn't bust the bank. I was shooting the Hornady Tap, the 62 grain, I think it is. And that stuff was a tack driver, but you can't get it anymore. And when it comes in, it's going to go up. In fact, that's another thing. I talked to a gun shop this week that I know, and they said the ammo prices, looking at the wholesalers, are going to hike their prices up in America because they want to try and slow down the actual buying over there because it's just so much panic buying. That's why they're running out, and of course, it's going to filter on to us. So, if they raise them in the US, we're going to get slapped with a higher price because, as we know, whenever anything goes up, they never seem to lower the prices. So, yeah, once again, don't want to start a panic buy, but definitely go stock up for what you need, especially for Christmas. Just stock up majorly. Because yeah, one thing Jason did do, he brought bulk projectiles years ago, and now he's away laughing because basically almost half the price of what he pays for it now. So he's got a big stockpile. What else? Who else do we have here? Aussie Capitalist, AR10 is better. Yes, it is. They are good actually. Actually, I'll probably change that from an M4 the rifle I could have if I could only have one, would be to a full auto AR10, I guess. But they only hold 20 rounds. But yeah, I do like my 308. So, guys, what's the average? What's the average? I want to know how many rifles do you guys have? You don't have to tell me, I guess, but I was wondering what are the sort of average amount of rifles people own? I own quite a few, but a lot of people only own one or two. A lot of my clients are shooters, and I've actually met a few guys lately when I've gone and quoted houses and jobs, and they've been uh, fans of the show. And of course, talking to them on the phone, I get there. I don't know that, and they get there and they're actually being fans of the show. Of course, whenever I go to someone's house, my business, and they are a firearms owner, and I find out they get a big discount because I am very lucky to be and have an honest job where I can help shooters out, not hurt them at all with my job. So I'm very, very lucky there. So it's been quite amazing, actually. A few guys, and big shout out to Mick, who I met a few weeks ago on a job site. He owns a skip bin company, and he listens to the show every Thursday morning. Top bloke, oh, excuse me, itchy nose. Top bloke, and yep, he's delivering skips to a big renovation I'm working on right now. It's always good to meet you guys out and about. I know I haven't been down to Browns Plains Firearms for a while, but it's always nice catching up with guys who watch the show when I'm down there. It's yeah, and listening to their stories and seeing what they're buying and yeah, talking guns. It's always really, really enjoyable. Uh, Matt, has anyone shot from a helicopter? Not me. I wish I had. I would love to. Is there any helicopter pilots up there who do shooting? Give me a yell. I'd love to come make some videos of shooting out of a helicopter. It'd be awesome. Uh, okay, a few guys talking amongst themselves. If you want to talk about anything else, guys, just tell us. We can talk about anything. Uh, And here's something that's very close to my heart. I can't stand. Jamone, firearm classification is a joke. It is 100% a joke in this country. Classifying guns, it just makes no sense. The shooter should be licensed. Well, I don't even believe in licensing. I don't think there should be licensing myself. I just think you should have a um, do a course, not the ridiculous safety course they have here, where you sit in a classroom, a proper practical on hands-on course, and that's it. And you just every time you want to go buy a gun, you just have to make sure you're not you get checked out, a background check on the spot in the gun shop. None of this PTAs or anything that sort of crap. The PTAs are the biggest joke. We all know it's just a money making scam. So it's yeah, just yeah, the whole licensing system. I think we've done a show about the licensing system. What an absolute rot it is. It's just something we can talk about forever, but it's never going to change because it's just one big fat cash cow for them. That's why I really don't think they will ever want to really ban every single gun because they do make a lot of money out of it. There was an article that I've read not long ago online about the top 10 pastimes in Australia, and the top pastime was hunters and shooters. They spend the most money pouring into pastime sort of taxes for the government because we buy the guns, we buy the ammo, which is ongoing. We buy the four drives, all the camping gear. We go out bush, spend all the fees and license fees and everything um, on our sport. It's I know guys who have full-on kits. $150,000 for the utes, the camper trailers, the guns, the ammo, and everything. It doesn't go far, and so yeah. So why would they try and get rid of guns fully? That's just one way. They want to really control them, so they know this is a power trip, knowing that they have us underneath their thumb. But yeah, I'm just wonder. I don't think they really want to get rid of it all because that's a huge chunk of income to them that will just disappear overnight if they get rid of firearms. Okay, there we go. Aussie capitalist, nowhere in the world bans Cat C guns. Exactly. When I was in New Zealand, I grew up there, and when I was young with shooting guns, you didn't have all this age limit crap. If someone owned a gun legally in household, you could just go shoot the bloody thing. You didn't have to have a license or anything, as long as they were supervising you. And yeah, we were shooting Cat C guns, semi-auto shotguns, uh, and 22s on 5 acres. Just shooting out the back. No one had a problem. It was just a lifestyle block sort of community my mate had, and he had all those guns. And we would just go over there and just shoot away, probably in the afternoon, and never had a problem. And yeah, it's just how ridiculous it is over here. Cat C should be a part of everyone's license. There should be, well, Cat D as well, of course, but there's no way in hell they'll ever allow us commoners to have a Cat D. It's just for the pest controllers or the people who scam the system that we all know about out there and to get their Cat Ds. And yeah, Cat C should be a part of everything. Um, it's not really fair that we can't have it, but you get someone who can afford 100 acres and do the old Cat C loophole, who and they get the Cat C because they've got 100 acres. They just say they got some pest controls and they get it. I know so many people have had that, who got get that, but then people like you and me can't get it at all. And there's nothing worse. I know Aussie Capitalist has his Cat C, but he's not like that. He's a top bloke. But there's so many people out there who just think, I got my Cat C. And I've met pest controllers with Cat D. I've got my Cat C and D. I don't give a shit if they ban guns. No, I got mine. It's fine. I can play with my AR-15, and all these guys play with their AR-15s out bush and that. And it's not just we all know they do that. So and then they just throw all us underneath the bus. They're the sort of people that I cannot stand. I'm probably going to get a bit of slack for that comment, but they were too bad. Okay, Matt. My cousin owns Stanbroke Pastoral Company in Queensland, and they have invited me up there to do some shooting. 308 semi-autos. Only thing is, you have to shoot left-handed. Oh, that's cool. Well, for starters, I don't have a Cat D, so I'm not allowed to even touch a semi-auto by law. But I am left-handed, so that's all good. Yeah. And here's something else, Aussie capitalists: handguns on private land. Man, wouldn't we love to have that? And this is the dumbest thing ever. And we've got to do. I got to do 12 shoots a year for my handguns just to keep them. And it takes a bit of time because I work a lot and I've got other projects on the go. Especially right now, I've started a new project on my property. So it is a bit hard to get out, but I really do enjoy it when I do go out and shoot them. Uh, but going down to the range is a bit of a pain in the ass. With all this COVID stuff, they lowered the limits of shoots you had to do. But what do you know? No mass shootings. No one was in danger. So why not just get rid of the mandatory shoots? Once again, it's just a way of controlling. I say no, it doesn't do anything. Just all they want to do, they don't want you to have handguns. They just want to make it hard for you to have handguns. And hopefully that you'll just give up. But I'm not one to give up. I won't bow down to the government and give up because things are a little bit hard and take a bit of my time up. But I do really enjoy going out shooting at the local indoor range I live near. Um, but yeah, how good would it be to be able to take them on private property? That'd be fantastic. I tell you what, my videos will be totally different. There'll be a lot more fun videos, stuff like what Hootie does with his handguns. But yeah, no, purely ridiculous why we can't take them out. Also, it's to me when you're out hunting, like when I used to hunt overseas and got friends who hunt overseas, they used to all take handguns with them, and they would. If you got an injured deer or something, not every shot's a kill shot. That's what a lot of people don't understand. Boom, it's easier just to put them down when you get up to the animal with a handgun rather than letting it suffer. It's more humane. But no, you can have a gun that will shoot 2 kilometers, not a problem. Yeah, you can have that. Oh, but you can't have a 9mm pistol on private land that really only accurate out to about 50 meters, 100 meters max. So it just makes no sense. Once again, that they're not going to change. The organisations who have ranges will never ever push to have that change because as soon as you can take it on private land, the genuine reason's gone. Why do you need to belong to a club when you don't have to go to a club? Genuine reason is gone. As soon as they get rid of, as soon as you can go take them on private land, so they'll never ever push for that ever. But we could sort of do a bit of give and take, which I don't believe in, because I think we should just have them. But if they say, okay, you've got to belong to a club, a pistol club, to own your handguns, but you can use them on private land if you wish, but you don't have to do the mandatory shoots, but you do have to belong to a club to have a handgun. That's middle ground. So that'll be fine, I guess. If we got to sort of cave in a little bit, because that means we get them on private land, but it does cost us $400 to belong to a club. That's what it cost me at my or $450, something like that, for my indoor range fees. Okay, Jesus, so many questions. Okay, Ben. Brand new shooter here. Wanted to say thank you for all your informative reviews, helping me make my decisions on what to try and buy down in Victoria. So all we have recently is online reviews. Awesome. Well, welcome to the club, and thank you very much, Ben. Um, yes, great. I really do hope you go full hog into the sport and try and get your friends into it as well, and maybe family members. So, Ben, there's hundreds of questions below me, but do lay the comment. I'll probably see it after the show as well if I don't get to it. What was your first gun you brought? In fact, guys, tell me, what is your first gun that you guys brought? And I'd like to know. And good stuff, Ben. And why did you get into it? What made you get into it? This question would be very interesting. In fact, we could do a whole live stream just on that, talking about why people got into shooting, which should be quite interesting. I love hearing these stories, why people do it. Okay, ARTO 540. We let the government run us over too hard and give away too much. Now they can tax and control the firearm laws to the financial benefit under the guise of the dangerous people don't like them, blah, blah. Yep, exactly. All this crap about public safety. What an absolute load of garbage. They know that it's nothing to do with public safety. Good. No, these politicians are big time lawyers, millionaires. They're not common people or just unemployed or anything like that. These are highly educated people. They know that they're not criminals don't obey the laws, and they disregard all laws, and it's nothing about public safety. It's just, why don't they just come out and tell the truth? Why keep banging on about this public safety shit continuously? It makes them look stupid. It really does. Andy was waiting for the 515 to come up. Yep, I did just probably you laid the question quite a while ago when I was talking about it, but yep, good gun. Just wish it was ambidextrous. Yeah, and here we go again. Jerome Fung, Canadian firearm laws are a joke. Trudeau is a turd, really ruining everything. Yes, he is. And man, I hate to say it, everyone's trying to copy Australian gun laws. Our politicians force that onto all. I'm sure they talk about that to all their counterparts overseas. Oh, look at our gold standard laws. And we've had old kitty sniffer Joe Biden talking to Scott Morrison, and I can get, and we all know what's in for America if he gets in, and I'm pretty sure he'd be talking to him about the gun laws in Australia and how to implement them, and probably trying to get something like Australia in America, which I really hope it doesn't happen, because our gun laws are the worst in the world, and it has sent gun crime through the roof here in Australia. So I really hope it doesn't happen. Okay, ABCD. Are licensed shooters in Australia increasing? Yes, there are. That's what's taking a while to get your licenses. They are increasing a lot. The backlog is phenomenal. Just look at what happened to Jason. He finally got his after 9 months, I think, and dozens of phone calls and talking to them and trying to get an answer out of them and being just jerked around by the government body. And he finally got his license upgraded, renewed, and it's all because of the backlog. Apparently, I've heard there's up to 1,000 new shooters in Queensland a month applying for gun licenses. 1,000 a month, which is fantastic. It's a shame that here you've got to belong to a club to have a firearm, because I think some of these organisations and clubs really do take the piss out of us for that, high prices, and they dictate to the government. You hear about all that sort of stuff. It's a shame that you have to belong to a club. Most people will go to a club because only a very small portion of people in Australia have access to private property. So it's not like the clubs will die in the ass fully, because people want to shoot their guns, so they're going to go to clubs. And so it's not like the clubs are going to fold up overnight. They might have to lower their prices to be a because to tell you the truth, it's getting pretty tight out there. And I've talked to a lot of people, a lot of shooters, and they're saying they can't really afford. Like they want to get into pistol shooting, but the pistol clubs are like 400, 500 bucks a year, and they can't afford it. So it's turning them off. So I know it's not all the pistol clubs' faults because the amount of paperwork and crap. Like some of these clubs, they've got to have 2, 3 people full time on the payroll just to keep up with the paperwork that is forced upon them. So it's if they could really trim a lot of fat out of our gun laws and restrictions to get it working and be fair on everyone, because we've proved and it's shown the facts are there that we're not a problem at all. We're not a problem at all. It's the criminals that are the problem, not legal firearm owners. So they can get rid of a lot of the crap and be more affordable, and more people can have a good, safe, enjoyable pastime. Okay, Tom, are there any laws about making a custom stock for a rifle? I don't actually know. I'm not a lawyer, so don't take my advice, but I don't think there is. No, I think anyone can make it. It's not. Actually got asked this week as well, the same sort of thing. But it is my understanding. Okay, I'm not a lawyer. Don't take my advice to heart or anything, but my interpretation of it all, of the whole mumbo jumbo of our laws, as long as you're not creating a firearm part that aids in the function of the firearm, you're pretty much safe. Like making bipods or timber stocks, I don't think that is regarded as like a restricted item at all to make. That you can't go and start making actual actions or bolts or things like that. That's the sort of thing that you can't do. But I don't think there's anything to do with the stocks at all. So anyone out there, a gunsmith there, is in the room, just lay a message. It'll be interesting to see, but I'm pretty sure you don't, because I've had a few people say that have been making stocks and they're selling them, and yeah, and I don't think they're armorers or anything like that. Ben, huge backlog in Victoria for safety courses. Yeah, well, considering you were locked down up to recently, I could definitely understand that. There'd be a big lockdown. There'd be a big backlog now because people want to get out, and I reckon there'd be a huge rush on firearms licensing right now. Yeah, ABC, boating accidents don't exist in Australia, exactly. Because I asked the weapons licensing years ago, can I take a firearm onto a boat? And they basically said, no, that's against the law. But then again, I asked a police officer, just wondering about it a few years ago, and they said, yeah, there's no problem taking a firearm on a boat. So, yeah, so once again, huge grey area. No one seems to know the exact law. And the laws are written to be interpreted to what they want. So, yeah, a bit of a shame, but yeah, how cool would it be to have an awesome fishing boat and shooting clays out of the back of the boat? You're not polluting the water. That's what weapons licensing told me. They said, no, that you'll be polluting the water with buckshot and that. Well, it's lead. What do you think fishing sinkers are made out of? I'm sure there's millions of fishing sinkers at the bottom of the ocean, and the whole international fishing community, conservation or whatever it is, the whole oceans haven't died from the fishing sinkers. I don't. Yeah, that's what they told me was that it was the lead polluting our waters. Just absolutely ridiculous. Okay, we've got so many. We've got about 10 minutes to go. I'm just going to flick down to the bottom, see if there's anything else. Okay, Adam. Haven't seen Adam in here before, but so we'll try and get some people I haven't actually seen in here before. Even though I know a lot of you guys have been here, but every week the questions just go past so fast. Adam, love my new Mosin Nagant shooting FMJs, 180 grain, open sight, giggle every time I shoot it. That's awesome. Yep. I've shot a Mosin Nagant at the range once. I did enjoy it. I've got a Lithgow I fully restored, and it's a beautiful little gun. I can't hit the side of a barn because I'm not very good with open sights, but I like the old guns and the timber, just beautiful craftsmanship. It really is nice. Uh, Rig, hot babes with guns is wife material. By the way, Facebook gone, but got a new Instagram account. Cool. Yeah, there's nothing like a really nice lady shooting a gun. That is definitely the way to go. I'd like to get a few more females on the show shooting. It'd be, yeah, be good for the ratings. KBCD, more people are aware. I see the NSC trying to stop bullshit. Hopefully, it processes to repelling gun laws. Yep, the NSC do a great job. As we've talked about it quite a bit, that they really do a good job. They just taking the front foot. They've overtaken what the other two main ones are, which are just now worthless, absolutely worthless organisations. The other two, because they don't do anything. They do nothing, absolutely nothing. All talk, no do. The NSC have been going to court, and they have been really fighting for people like you and me. So they're really, really good. I do like them. Courtney's bees. Uh, I'm sighting in my 243 Kimber Hunter. Yeah, Kimber's very nice. A friend of mine owns a Kimber. Beautiful gun. I think this is in 308. Yeah, very nice gun. Shane, my favorite rifle is one that hits the bullseye. If it shoots good, it's a good rifle. Yep, good, simple answer. I agree with that totally. Colin, the local pistol club I went to join, told me they are not taking new members due to COVID and John Edwards. I'm not too sure who John Edwards is, Colin. So I will have to travel 200k to Sydney to shoot pistol challenging. Jesus, that's not good, man. Not good at all. There's got to surely there's somewhere closer than 200k, a small little club or something. Man, that's unbelievable, dude. Okay, ticker T3X TAC A1, 6.5 Vortex and 6.5 with Vortex 5 to 20 by 50. Oh, very nice. I think that's the Razor, not the Razor, the Vortex. What is it? Viper. The Vortex Viper at that power. They are very nice scopes. But people have been asking me quite a bit, especially since my mate Hootie, who has been last few days doing the Zero Tech scopes, asking what are Zero Tech like, because as Adam said right off the cuff, they're some of the clearest glass he's looked through, and he really does like them. And I compare the Vortex range, the Vipers, and their one down the not the Razors, because that's the Japanese side of their business. I compare the Zerotechs uh, to the Vortex sort of Viper line, but they're about $500 cheaper for exactly the same sort of thing. You're getting equivalent and clearness and quality build as the Vortex. So you save about $500 by going to the Australian company of Zerotech. That's the best way I can sort of tell them what they like. I've got a Zerotech that I brought, and yeah, they are very nice. Okay, ABC. Why are some pistol clubs so uptight? Well, what I think it is I think because I've been around pistols for donkey's years, I think a lot of them just think this shit don't stink. A lot of guys are so up themselves. Everyone's a wannabe John Wick. Well, not everyone, but a large percentage. That's why I got out of shooting IPSC, because 95% of the guys there are just pure and utter wankers. It's all there's no word about it. Backstabbing wankers think you've got to have the greatest whiz bang gun there is. Yeah, just unbelievable. That's why I gave up on it after a few years of shooting IPSC. I just couldn't stand the egos because I'm one person. I cannot stand egos. I can't stand egotistical people who think they're better than everyone else. That's why I don't associate with a lot of YouTubers, because a lot of them are like that. I hate to say it, but they are. Ones I've talked to and I've tried to talk to. Yep, I just don't have time for them. I just don't. No, I'm nothing special. I'm just a dude in a paddock with a gun making videos, and that you guys hopefully like. I'm no fantastic guru on guns. I don't know a hell of a lot about every single gun. Some of the guns you've been bringing up tonight, I haven't heard of before, and I'm not going to bullshit you and say I'm such an expert on absolutely everything. Oh, this is something else I wanted to say was I'm very sorry if I have taken a while to get to your emails and messages you've been sending me. I've been inundated with work and other projects, and like I'm up at 4 and I don't. I come home from work and I keep working at my property until it gets dark, and I pretty much just collapse. So I'm very sorry. I'm trying to get through to all your messages. Some of the messages, maybe you could just do a Google search, because that's pretty much what I do, and you'll come up with the same answer that I'd tell you. But by all means, don't stop. I'm not one of these people who get asked this quite a bit. Do I got to belong to Patreon to ask you a question? No way in hell do you have to belong to my Patreon to ask me a question. Knowledge should be free. I don't see you guys as a paycheck whatsoever. I see you as an equal, and it's just very nice when you do donate to the show to help me out. But there's no way. So to put that question to bed right now, the amount of times I get asked, do I go belong to Patreon? I think that's one of the scummiest things anyone could ever do, is demand Patreon money to even answer a question, to people who enjoy and comment positively on your shows. It's just, to me, it's just a spit in the face. I can't stand that crap. A few channels do that, and they're definitely not worth yeah, as low as belly button length, if you ask me. Okay. Okay, Sydney has a lot of options though. I'm a member of a great outdoors one. Yep. Yeah, there is a lot of options out there for pistol clubs and that. I don't know about New South Wales. Where I live, there's within half an hour, and I'm in the countryside, half an hour, 45 minutes, there's about 4 or 5 pistol clubs. So you can pick and choose. I used to belong to the one down the Gold Coast. Great club, the Gold Coast Pistol Club. Really nice club. Yeah, the people who run it there, Kate and Rob, are nice people, and my mate Charlie, he helps run it, and it's a really nice, friendly club. It was just the people who did the IPSC were a bunch of wankers, but the hierarchy up there is really good, and they're always very helpful. And yeah, no, it's a good club down there. So if you're in the Gold Coast, definitely take a look at that. But there is a lot of clubs out there, and I was amazed by how many small little clubs that are out. Just pop up sort of, yeah, like we got one out here in the countryside. It's a pistol club, and it's a like an Olympic looking sort of a range. Unfortunately, they don't do high cal pistols, which is a shame, but it's a very nice looking range, and beautifully maintained. And you would not even know it's here. You go down a dirt country road and you pop out, just pop out there, and it's just fantastic. And it's not the SSAA Ripley, that's for sure. It's yeah, the Boat Desert Pistol Club. I went there once, but unfortunately, it didn't belong. They didn't do high cal pistols. They're on 10 acres, I believe. I don't know why they can't do high cal down there. Okay, well, let's go down to some of the newer questions, because there's just hundreds here. Thank you so much for all your questions, guys. Um, to Aaron, when do I get my license finally? Ready to get a Tikka T3X super varmint stainless steel. I don't know when. Yeah, don't really know. I don't really know when you're going to get your license. If you're in Queensland, there is a bit of a wait, but yeah, it depends what state you're in when you're going to get it. Okay, conservative sniper. US firearm owners must stick together and help each other. We are all up against it when it comes to the fight for our rights, freedoms, and liberties. Yes, they really do got to stick together. And now is going to be a trying time if Joe and the Ho get in. It's going to be very trying times over there. They're going to could turn a lot of people into criminals. A lot of good people into criminals. Uh, okay, who do we have here? I'm trying to find some newer people that I haven't seen on here before. Okay, there's a few guys. Sorry, okay, here we go. Bagara, are you thinking of changing your handle on your TAC 12? Because I don't like mine. No, I find mine fine on the TAC 12. I find it fine. It's easy to manipulate and grab with both hands and both sides, shooting left or right. I find it good. I know you can get a bit of a smaller one, but I just can see it could be a little bit difficult when you're trying to do a quick follow-up shot. So we're getting near the end of the time, guys. It's been a good night. Starting to lose my voice, but having to talk all by myself for a week. But Jason will be back next week, and it's going to be we got some big news coming next week. So on a couple of different things. So it will be a good show. But so please tune in next week. And once again, all the numbers are getting up. Going up every week. Like we're averaging a good 100 odd people continuously, and most shows now get over 1,000 subscribers, 1,000 views within a week, which is good because that's what I sort of aim for. Where I'm looking at other YouTubers and their live streams get bugger all. Like there's some other ones in Australia that only get 200 after a month. So yeah, and I just really appreciate how good you guys are and how loyal you are. It really is very humbling how loyal you guys are every week coming in and asking questions. I know it's really hard to get to all your questions. So every week, just keep asking the same ones. If we don't get to it, please. And I'm sure finally we will get to it. Like here, I'm looking at it. We've had like over 300 questions and comments here tonight. So it's been absolutely fantastic. Yeah, so we will leave it there, guys, because the hour and a half is up. I'd just like to thank all of you guys, and I really do hope you have a good week. And please hit that subscribe button. Now we've got a lot of people coming in, so please hit the like button. Get the algorithm going, and just have a great week. And I will see you next Thursday night. Jason will be back for you guys who have missed him, and we'll have some hunting stories as well. So please subscribe to the channel, and have a lot of fun over the weekend. I hope you all get some trigger time in. Thank you for joining me tonight. Have a good week. Talk to you later.